yogis, so stranded at home in my lovely tiny little third bedroom here. Obviously we can't get into the studio today, so I thought that I would give you a couple poses because it's about that time of day where a lot of you are probably trying to shovel up some of the snow that's going on out there, at least the first round, right? So I want to give you a couple poses for before and after shoveling so that maybe we don't kill our backs in the process. So we just want to start seated nice and tall. Take a few deep breaths. In through our nose. And then out through our mouth. And let your shoulders relax down, because a lot of times when we start to shovel, or maybe just being tense because of the cold weather, we tense up in the shoulders, so we want to let them go. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. If you want to accentuate it a little bit, we can take a deep inhale. Take the shoulders up towards our ears, and when we exhale, let them drop down. And we do it again. Deep breath in. And let it out. So maybe we take our right hand down to the ground, take a nice little stretch overhead. So we want to make sure that we're not hiking our shoulders up to our ears. Keep lots of space. Take a nice side stretch. Maybe look up towards the inside of our elbow. Take a deep breath. And let it out. And then over to the other side. So just left hand down, right arm over, up and over. Take your fingers behind your back. So I'm going to show you this way a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed, but we love my slippers, my cat slippers. Yes? Take your hands behind your back. Try to maybe touch your fingertips together. If we can't touch our fingertips together, that's okay. We just want to act maybe we're squeezing a ping pong ball between our shoulder blades. That's kind of what we're going for here. Take our fingers behind us. Open the heart. And take a deep breath. Open our heart. Open our rib cage. Take away some of the hunch that happens when we start to shovel. We know the hunch, right? So we want to open that up. One more breath. Deep breath in. And out. Alright, so let's come to all fours. We all know I love me a little cat-cow stretch, so we're going to come on to all fours. Shoulders, or knees under our hips. Hands under our shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in. Drop our belly down. Take our shoulders back. And breathe it out. And out. And we take a deep breath in. Send our spine in both directions. And let it out. Deep breath in. Right. Open it up. And let it out. And one more time, deep breath in. And let it out. Now take those knees nice and wide and sink our hips all the way back into child's pose, and you can't see that, so there we go. Take our hips back. Let your forehead come down to the ground and just let your shoulders relax. Nice deep breath here. Notice I'm all snugly in my sweatshirt. You can always do your yoga in whatever is comfy. Take another 2 or 3 deep breaths here. I don't know about you, but child's pose is one of those poses that I do all the time. Whenever. A lot of times it is my first pose in the morning. I just press myself away from my pillow and come into child's pose. It feels so good. Alright, let's take maybe just one more deep breath here. And we are going to come all the way up into down dog. And you know what? You can do down dog in slippers. It's okay. So you want to start off nice bent knee here, right? And your fingertips spread nice and wide. And we want to shoot our hips as high up as we can and look back between our knees. All right, and take our shoulders out of our ears and just start to pedal those feet. Loosen up your hamstrings. Take a deep breath. Inhales, we bend the knees. Exhales, maybe we ground down through one heel. Deep inhale. And exhale. Feel the hamstrings open up in cold weather. All of this is so tight. And it's so good to open it up, especially if you've just been shoveling. And then we're going to do a great one. So we're going to come forward towards plank. And we're going to let our hips drop down. Maybe you can come on to the tops of your feet. And we open it up for upward facing dog. Now, if upward facing dog is totally not happening right now, super tight, and you're going, Kate, no. We're going to come to cobra. Come on, lower yourself all the way down, maybe from down dog. Take your hands between your chest and your rib cage, as I've just cut my own head off, but that's okay. And we're going to roll it back. All right, and just come side to side. And take your shoulders out of your ears. Bend your elbows. We spend so much time hunched over. This is so good, whether we've been shoveling or not, but especially if we've been shoveling, because when we shovel, we hunch forward. We tend to use too many of our back muscles, so we want to take this nice back bend here. Let's take one more breath. And we can lower down. We make the ever famous little pillow with our hands and rest our forehead against our hands. Take a couple breaths. Let all of those back muscles soften. And then we're going to come into locust. So all you're going to do is either reach back. So if your shoulders are super tight or super sore, don't push it. You always, always, always should listen to your body. So just because most days you're able to clasp your hands if you've just been shoveling and your back is super sore, just reach. Don't work out too much. All right? We do what feels good. We take our fingers behind our back if we can, or we just reach back towards our feet. And we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Press your pelvis down into your mat. So almost like you're trying to press those little hip point bones right into our mat. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to gently pull them away from our back and lift our torso up. So with locust, we always want to just look straight down at the ground. We have a nice neutral neck. We're not trying too hard. And if you want to, you can lift your legs. You can't see that I'm lifting my legs, but you want to lift your legs up off the ground if you can. Good back strengthener. So if you're going to do this maybe before and after shoveling, which I recommend, this is a good one to strengthen those muscles too. But again, undoing the shoveling hunch. And we relax down. Press ourselves all the way back. We're going to take our legs out in front of us. And I get to look at my fun kitty cat feet again. And also fun, they say, you probably can't tell, but it says, baby, it's cold outside. We all know I love this now. So we're going to take our legs out in front of us. So again, if we're really tight, we're just going to wrap our hands underneath of our knees. If you're able to reach a little farther forward, you can do that. You don't have to be able to reach for your feet. That is never a requirement. We're going to come up nice and tall. And you want to act kind of like you have a steel rod from the base of your spine up to about the shoulder blades, because we don't want to make it too stiff through the shoulders because we're trying to relax. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And we're going to exhale, and you're going to start to fold forward. So if you have your hands under your knees, it's going to look like this. And see how my back is nice and flat? And we can just relax the head, maybe move it around a little bit, get the tension out of the neck. If we're able to reach forward towards our fuzzy slippers, we are going to reach forward and fold down. So, hands can be just next to our legs if we'd like. I clearly have not been doing a ton today because I'm not super far down, but that's okay. If you are able to reach all the way forward, let's say to, and I'm going to scooch back, your heels, you're just going to give yourself a little pull forward, lengthen yourself, try to get your, almost like you're trying to take your torso and pull it out of the hips to get all of that tightness out of the low back. Because sometimes when we shovel, and there's a lot of it out there, we tend to use the lower back, which we should not do, instead of lifting with our knees, but I know we've probably all heard that a gazillion times. So we just want to lengthen that out before the body cools down too much from our activity. And that way we can stretch it all out and maybe eliminate some of the soreness that we're going to feel tomorrow. Feels so good. Deep breath. So all of these are really good too. So if you're going, hey Kate, I don't have to shovel. I have a snowblower. Guess what I do too? I'm lucky enough that my husband pushes the snowblower, although I do enjoy doing all of that. But a lot of this can come from pushing the snowblower too, because if you're pushing it through that heavy snow, you're using your back muscles, you're using your arm muscles, you're tensing up your lower back, so don't knock doing this after snow blowing. Alright, we're going to come all the way up. Let's come to that nice little crisscross position. Oh, gotta fix the hair. That's always good. Alright. Let's take a nice twist just to get a final stretch through the low back. Alright, so let's take our left hand across, right hand behind us, sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath, wave to the Disney princesses behind you, and turn and look to our right shoulder. Take a deep breath. So every time we inhale in a twist, we get a little taller. And every time we exhale, we twist a little deeper. And we do one more. Inhale and exhale. And we come back to the front. We take a deep breath here. And then we just go in the opposite direction. Right hand across. Wave to the Disney princess. Turn around. Again, getting nice and tall. Take a deep breath. Alright, and come back to center. Let's bring our hands into prayer. Alright, let's take a deep breath here. Be thankful for if we still have power, that we still have power. And for a moment to take to ourselves, I will not underestimate the fact that this is a small miracle here, that I've accomplished almost 15 minutes of yoga in a room, and there hasn't been pounding on the door asking me what I'm doing. So we're going to bring our hands into prayer. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Let's take that, we've been doing this in class, take the little gap there that happens between our thumbs. Place it against our third eye area here, apply a little bit of pressure as we take a breath. Connect that to our heart center, take a breath. And namaste yogis. Hopefully I will be able to see all of you Monday morning. For class, hopefully I'm going to be able to do this more too, these videos, and post them to the web page. I'm also going to try to do some live streaming with through Facebook as well as time goes on. Now that I have figured it out, we all know that technology does not like me so much. So hopefully this gets to keep going, but it's a good way to kind of check in when we can't be in class, which happens a little bit more during the winter than it does any other time. So, namaste, enjoy the snow, and I might sign on again later.